Hello everybody, it is Jack from Omnipoke, the channel that brings you guys everything Pokemon. And if you guys are looking for PTC geocodes, make sure you check out the Potown store, where you can get a 5% discount on your order using the code Omnipoke. Today I'm back with just a quick update of what we got up to last week on the Back to Basics series on the 2 streams. Nothing too much to report, we didn't get too much done, it was just kind of playing some tournaments, talking about why I think Soaring Storm is still the best theme deck, that kind of thing. We also had a discussion on which Sword and Shield set I thought was best to be spending your tokens on from the shop. If you've got all of the theme decks I suggested you picking up. So that'll be the piece included after this quick summary. The summary will be, like I say, fairly speedy, just kind of updating you where we were at. We played a lot of ladder, we got up to a 15 win streak. I think it's very unlikely that we're going to be able to get all the way to the Erica, considering there's only 6.5 days left, and I only play on stream with you guys. So I think it's unlikely that we'll get to the Erica, but I'd really like to at least get 1,000 tokens or 980 and get these 3 packs plus the golden chest, because the golden chest is obviously a very good pickup. So yeah, that's hopefully where we're going to finish the ladder on. I think we probably could, well, we very easily could get to the Erica, but one, Erica isn't the biggest prize, it's not particularly playable, and these cards are trade locked anyway. And 2, again, I don't know that I'll have the time to be able to commit getting all the way to the end, especially as the Erica isn't the best prize in the world. So if this was a boss or a research or something like that, maybe I'd be a little bit more inclined, but I think in general my aim will be to try and get to 1,000 lightning bolts with Soaring Storm. We're on a 15 win streak, so we're going in the right direction. We also played in a theme deck tournament. These theme deck tournaments are pretty good because all of the packs you get as prizes are not trade locked, so you can start sort of thinking about putting trades up online and trying to get some more cards that way. So yeah, you get basically 4 packs, so the equivalent of 4 packs are coming first. So that's pretty good. And then as you will see, not deck manager, we want to go to collection. As you will see, we have a couple of packs already. We did win a tournament last week, as well as opening 3 Sword and Shield locked packs. Not too much great stuff, but we did get an DDV, which is used in Mewtwo, so again, a playable card, which is pretty nice. So yeah, I will be streaming again, hopefully Tuesday and Thursday this week. You might even see this after the first stream has been up, but I wanted to do a quick update for you just as to where we are at. Oh, we also got the Celebi Venusaur from the ladder as well. And yeah, other than that, hopefully you will catch me on one of the streams this week. Hopefully you will be able to follow the journey along, and other than that, I will see you guys next week for another update. And just after this, I will include the section on us chatting about what cards, what trainers and V Pokemon make which Sword and Shield set the best. So we looked at all of the trainers, all of the V Pokemon, which ones were playable, which ones weren't playable, and which ones had the best chance of you getting good cards from the packs. So yeah, make sure you stick around for that. I'll add that on at the end. And yeah, other than that, thank you very much for watching. I've been Jack from Omnipoke, and I look forward to seeing you guys in another video. Okay, so this is where we were at last time. Let's call this sheet theme deck by list. Yes, and you're also going to find a lot stronger decks in Expanded. One thing about Expanded though is Expanded can be good for newer player for picking up decks that don't change very often, because the Expanded format's power level is so high. In general, decks don't change, so decks, like each set, you need to get less new cards. So there actually is a benefit to playing an Expanded over Standard. In general, I would still advise against it, but there is a benefit that I think isn't negligible. but it probably has a higher entry cost, so at the same time, it's still not necessarily the format to play. It's just one factor is that you probably need to get less cards each set. So yeah, there's pros and cons. So yeah, we have this one. Let's also add a new column here. So we have Fun Minds, Team Up, Team Up. No, this was Unbroken Bonds, right? So this is what we had last time. We worked out that these two were the best decks, then these were good, these were okay, and these were all bad. So I'm going to so we have this one, so let's put this one in green. Let's do... Can you read that? Not really. Still not really. This one. Okay, so we have this one. Think whether or not you aim to build a standard collection or expanded collection is a big task. It's kind of about which types of tournaments you want to enter for expanded. Yeah, it's very true. I still think I'm going to build standard, and I would recommend building standard. But expanded does have its benefits in that whilst the entry cost is higher, the cost of upkeep is probably lower than standard. So we could buy Relentless Flame as our next deck. It's the next best deck in terms of playing the game, but it only gives us Switch as a good standard card. These two are okay, but not particularly good. And I'm very, very happy with Soaring Storm as being my favorite deck to play in theme. So I'm actually going to skip buying Relentless Flame, and I'm going to buy one of the other good decks. I'm going to buy the deck that probably has the best standard cards. Rillaboom is also up. Like, basically, basically any of these decks, any of these 6 decks could be ones I buy. It's probably not going to be Laser Focus. Why not buy a bad deck then? Exactly. So I'm probably going to buy one of the slightly worse decks to get newer cards, i.e. this one which has Researchers and Bird Keepers and stuff. This one which has Researchers. This one is very good because you get Welders and Salazzles and Mewtwo. So I think this is one that looks very good. I think basically this one and these two. If I get one of these, and maybe 2 of those, and then these ones are bad, but they both have a place at metal. Both have 2 metal sources, so I'd probably get 2 Zamazenta ones because Geraldon is pretty good. feel like you should be able to buy a trainer toolkit code. So one of the weeks, probably not next week, but the week after, I'm going to go over entry-level products and what you should buy. And trainer toolkits are so broken, you should just get 2 if you want to invest into the game. So yeah, trainer toolkits would be great to pick up, but I'm not going to do it just because I want to play without them. But yeah, trainer toolkits are definitely a big deal. So yeah, basically, I think today's deck will probably be it's going to be one of these two, I think. So yeah, in terms of what decks you should buy, you please free to play for eventually get everything you need. Exactly. So in terms of things to buy, I would say this. I've been very impressed with Soaring Storm, so I still would recommend it being the best deck. But I think Relentless Flame is probably fine. I think it's more high rolly. I think this one's more consistent. So yeah, Soaring Storm I think would be the deck I would buy. And then if you're looking for standard cards exactly, I would skip over probably both of these decks and start looking at these 6. And today I will probably be buying, maybe we'll have enough to buy like a couple of decks, maybe the Mewtwo deck. Like, buying 2 of the Mewtwo deck may seem a bit silly because you're getting some of the cards over twice, but you'd have a playset of Mewtwo and a playset of Welder. You're never going to need 4 Mewtwo really, but you're going to have 4 Welder, and you're going to have a 4 Salazzle line, which is pretty good. So maybe we'll buy 2 of those. Maybe we'll just buy like 1 of each of these Sword and Shield decks to get a playset of Research. But yeah, so that's the plan for the coins today. In general, today though, I want to talk about what you should do with your coins. What other things you can do with your coins, whether you should trade them, whether you should buy packs, whether you should not trade the coins, but how many you should save for trading, how many you should, what packs you should buy first, kind of things, that kind of thing. So let's make this, how can I do this? How do I want to do this? You have the set open. Okay, so let's look at trainer cards. Let's go. I don't know what the best way of doing this will be. You can show the cards in PTG as tick unowned. Yeah, you can. That might be the best way of doing things. Oh, there's the boy. Okay, so let's go. The latest set out that you can buy in the shop is Darkness Ablaze. So first things first, let's go Darkness Ablaze. Oh, I need to go to trainers. Let's go Darkness Ablaze trainers. One quick tip I would always have is I personally prefer using the tile view because I think it gives me a better overview of what's important. And I can see a lot more on the screen. So yeah, I personally always use the tile view, but I know some people don't. So yeah, trainer wise, first things first, I'm just going to write these down. So we have Big Parasol, which isn't a great trainer. It's his niche player, but is not overly important. Billowing Smoke is awful. Birdkeeper is good. Cave of Toughness is pretty good, but not super necessary in a lot of decks. Familiar Bell is awful. Glimwood Tangle is used in niche scenarios, but again, not great. Kabu is awful. Old PC is awful. Piers is good, but again, fairly niche. Familiar Belly's niche, but it's in like 2 decks, and none of them are good, so I would say it's actually not a good card. What am I doing? So we're going to go through the trainers of some of the sets in Standard and work out what packs you should be buying to get them to get good trainers. If you're looking for trainers exactly, what packs you should be buying in terms of the coins that you get. So you have Pokemon Breeds Nurturing, which again is awful. We have Rare Fossil, which again is pretty bad. Rose, which has seen niche play, but isn't great, and also you need to build a VMAX deck to use it, and VMAX decks are not going to be the most sort of budget decks. So I would say, in general, Rose, whilst being a good card, it's not a good budget build, I don't think. Is your chance to master green decks? 4 greens much cheaper than an acre about Jirachi. That's true. Green decks are generally cheaper, but they also have a higher skill level, so it can be difficult. They can be difficult to play. What do I think of Decidueye in the current format? I think Altaria is just better. I think if you want to play Desi Goons, just play Altaria Goons, because I think Altaria Goons is better. We have Rose Tower, which isn't great. We have Spike Moose, which isn't great. We have Struggle Gloves, which is awful. Turbo Patch, which is good. And Yell Horn, which is pretty bad. Okay. Now let's go to Rebel Clash and see what's in. Whoa, what's happened there? Rebel Clash, we have Boss's Orders, which is great. Burning Scarf, which is awful. Capacious Bucket, which has been used in water decks. Curse Shovel, which is pretty bad. Dan, which is bad. Full Heal, which is bad. Galamine, which is pretty bad. Milo, which is bad. Nugget, which is bad. Oleana, which is bad. Pokeball, which is bad. Scoop Up Net, which is good. Skylar, which is bad. And is Sonya the last one? Oh no, we've got Scrapper and stuff. Sonya, which is pretty bad. Scrapper, which is only ever a one of. So, not necessarily something you should look towards. Training Court, which sees a little bit of play. And Turf Field, which sees a little bit of play. Okay. Do we know what Crown Ramp V does? VMAX does? Not yet, no. Next up we have Sword and Shield. Sword and Shield looks like it's going to be a pretty good set. Are you taking note when a trainer card is hollow, it'll be much harder to pull? So yeah, what we're going to do is we're going to look at all of the trainer cards. We're going to look at their rarity and therefore how likely it is that you pull a specific trainer. Not that I think you should read into that too much. And then, as such, how many, what kind of packs you should be building. Also taking into account things like money and research come in other products. So everyone is saying that it's definitely Sword and Shield, and I think it probably is going to be Sword and Shield, but not necessarily for money and research, but instead for things like Rod, Saucer, that kind of thing. because Marnie and Research... Or Marnie doesn't actually... Well, Marnie does come in the trainer toolkits, but if you're not spending a penny, this is the only way to get Marnies is via the set. So maybe it is just the best. But anyway, let's do a quick rundown of what's in the set. We have Air Balloon, Bead, Big Charm, Crushing, Energy Retrieval, Energy Search, Energy Switch, Evolution Incense, Great Ball, Hop, Hyper Potion, Lucky Egg, Lumberry, Marnie, Metal Saucer. There's a lot of trainers in this set. Palpad, Poker Kid, Poker Gear, Pokemon Catcher, Pokemon Center Lady. This is Research. Rotom Bike. Citrus Berry, Switch, Team Yell, Grunt, and Vitality Band. How do you trade in the game? You go over to this trade part here. When it loads. Go to create trade and you have private or public trades. In the public offers you can see what people are offering publicly. I don't think we have any trade unlocked cards at the moment, so I can't show you this bit, but yeah, you get, that's where the trade section is, down here in trade here. So yeah, that is the list of trainers. So what are the hollows? This is a hollow, and these two are hollows. That's a follow from Connor. Thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the team. You play in any tournament to earn wins for the new Players Cup, like expanded? No, you can only play in very specific tournaments. If you're able to play in those tournaments, you'll have what are called tournament keys, which are different from tournament tickets, and the tournament keys can only be used in specific tournaments. Let me see if I can show you. So Players Cup qualifier, you can only get keys, and obviously this account doesn't have any keys, so I'm not able to play in these tournaments. But anyway, I've gone off topic. So yeah, these are all the trainers. What do we say? The only other two that were hollow were Marnie and Research. The rest are uncommon. Oops. I wonder if this works out. I think it does. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. Oh, it does. Pog. Okay. So I'm going to rate things in 3 tiers. Bad, good, good, so just bad cards that never see play. Good cards that see play in some decks, but aren't important in terms of they're not in multiple decks, you don't need them. Yeah, there you go, that's perfect, Kanga. Bad, playable, and staple. So we've got Big Parasol, is playable, but not important really. Billowing Smoke is bad. Birdkeeper is, I would say, staple. Cape of Toughness is playable. Familiar Bell is bad. I would say Glimmer Tangle is playable. Cabo is bad. Old PC is bad. Piers, I would say, is probably only playable, not staple. Breeder's Nurturing is bad. Fossil is... arguably it's playable because of like Arctozolt decks, but Arctozolt decks I don't think you should build towards, so I'm going to put bad. Rose is playable. Rose Tower is playable. Spike Meath is playable. Struggle Gloves is bad. Clover Patch is staple. Yellowthorn is playable. Boss's Orders is staple. Burning Scarf is bad. Capacious Bucket is playable. Cursed Shovel is bad. Dan is bad. Filter is bad. Galamine is playable. Milo is bad. Milo is bad. 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 This is staple. Bad. Playable. 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 Okay. Air Balloon, I think, is staple. Bead is bad. Big Charm is staple. Crushing Hammer is staple, unfortunately. Energy Retrieval is playable. I should move the screen. Oh, hold on. You're right. Let me... Metal Sorcerer is obviously staple in like a lot of good decks, but it's only usable in metal decks, which is why I'm putting it as only playable rather than staple, because getting a playset doesn't mean you can play any deck. It only means you can play metal decks. So I'm actually only going to put it as playable, but it's on the upper echelons of playable. Okay. So let's go, whoops, let's go. Major Trade, excellent. Metal Sorcerer is like Welder is type specific busted. Exactly, I wouldn't say Welder is a staple of the format, I would say it's, like, the card is obviously insane, but I wouldn't say you need to get Welders to be able to build decks in this game, because you don't. You need to get Marnies and Researchers. So let's just quickly mark all of the bad cards in red, the playable cards in yellow, and the good cards in green. Want to see his playlist get small? People want to join the music. I'm glad you like the playlist. It's a good playlist. Okay, so I don't know why I've done these in all caps. How many bads are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I would usually do a formula for this, but 5, 6, 7, 8. Count if. Yeah, I would usually do a formula, but let's get the Pro Excel stuff going. Excuse me. We can just do Are there 30 trainers in the set? Holy. There's 30 trainers in this set? It's a scuff way of doing it, but there's 30 trainers in this set? Holy. Okay, so by these numbers, by these raw numbers, Sword and Shield is best for trainers that have multiple uses. Oops. How do this? So Sword and Shield has the best trainers in a vacuum, then Darkness Ablaze, then Rebel Clash. So one argument would be buy Sword and Shield because they have the best trainers, and I would say that's fairly relevant. But as you've just said, Jens, you need to then take into account the number of commons and uncommons you get in a set. So let's also note down the set size. Let's go back to PTCGO. So Darkness Ablaze is 189. Rebel Clash is 192. That's 202. Oh, you're right. We need to account for secret rares as well. So, Sword and Shield is 216. Rebel Clash is... Let's just do this. That doesn't seem right. Oh yeah, that is right. 198. $209. Oh, it's not 198. I think it's 200 because there's also Turbo Patch, which I know is 200. I know is number 200 in the set. So that's the set sizes. We also then need to note down the number of uncommons in each set. So the number of uncommons in Darkness Ablaze, let's check, is, so we go to filters, we go to Darkness Ablaze, uncommons, apply. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. By 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's 54. So that's 60 divided by 2 is 30. So there's 30 uncommons in Darkness Ablaze. That's showing Rev Hollows. It is showing Rev Hollows, but you just divide it by 2. It's 9, 18, 27, 54, 62, divided by 2 is 31, so there's 31 here. Oh, plus trainers, so it's 31 plus trainers, so it's this is 30 plus trainers. And then Sword and Shield. Now I need to remember my probability formulas. There's only 54 uncommons in Sword and Shield. Sorry, there's only 27 uncommons. Oh, special energy as well. Raven Omen 14, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the team. Special energy is relevant. You're right. So let's check special energy as well. So there was 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4. Wait, no, it wasn't. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So there was 2, 2, 3. No, there was 2, 3, 3, sorry. And then of trainers, there was 28. There was 17. No, 17. Are you doing a theme deck tournament today, or are you holding off? I'll do a theme deck tournament today. I'll do one after this. Yeah, what is this mad spreadsheet action? Okay, so that says there are 50 total uncommons. There are 51 total uncommons. And there are 40, 55, 57 total uncommons. I'm going to change this to 7 and 2 because 2 of the good trainers are hollows. So there's 57 and there are 7 good targets, 11 okay targets, and assuming you don't want any of the commons uncommons, which I don't think you do. Okay, let's include special energy in here as well. So let's move this all down by 3 because we also have twin energy. and Aurora Energy. Aurora Energy and Twin Energy. I think all of the energies are just going to be playables. Similarly with all of this stuff, let's move it all down. Twin is Rebel Clash? Oh, is it? I thought Twin was base set. So is it Aurora the only energy in base set? Huh. My bad. So yeah. Okay, so this is the total uncommons. You get 3 uncommons in a pack. I need to remember my probability formulas now. Is Evo Incense available in any of the team decks? No, it's not. Is it not 56 total in Rebel Clash? Yes, I can't count. So, let me recall my probability with replacement theory. Probability without replacement theory. Probability without replacement calculator. Here we go. Okay, so the chance of getting... Let's assume all of the Pokemon are bad. Let's assume all of the Pokemon are bad. Of 53, there are 2 good targets and 11 bad targets. So there's 53 objects, and we have my probability calculator is broken. Why is it not working? I just want a probability calculator. I can't remember what to do with the binomial stuff in my head. Why isn't this working how I want it to work? None of these calculators are working. This is rubbish. This isn't working how I wanted it to work. But yeah, either way, we can see that Sword and Shield, if you're assuming that all of the Pokemon aren't good, Sword and Shield is the best set to buy because it has the most playable and stable trainers. So I would say your first pack should be Sword and Shield base set. Because a lot of the trainers are trainers that are flexible over multiple different decks. The bad ones are pretty bad, but still. You also have to take into account some of them aren't particularly relevant because you can get copies of them in other ways, i.e. Research, Rod, Pokegear, Pokemon Catcher. All of these you can get in theme decks. So it's still not great, but I would still say Sword and Shield is the best set out of the 3 Sword and Shield sets to be investing in straight away. There's definitely diminishing returns on them, but also there is good V Pokemon in them as well. So let's also take a look at the V Pokemon just quickly. And see which has the best V Pokemon. Let's go for filters, Pokemon V. Just let them all load in. Okay, we're there. So let's do the same again with this stuff. So what do we have? We have Butterfree. Butterfree VMAX, Charizard. Charizard VMAX. Should note all of these down, we're nearly there. Okay, so that's all of those ones. Let's go on to these ones. Gotta go teach maths. See you later, buddy. This will be the last thing we do today, and then we'll hop into a theme deck tournament. Philosophy. Pac-Man Frog 91, thank you very much for the follow. Welcome to the team. Why play Theme Deck Tourney when you can do more spreadsheets? Because I think people would prefer to see the Theme Deck Tourney, I would imagine. Theme tournaments have the best value, so what's the point? Theme tournaments are hopefully going to be good value, yeah. Okay. So the Buttery V and VMAX are bad. Charizard V and VMAX are bad. Center Scorch is... so I'm going to put playable. It's very good, but it's, again, not splashable. That's bad. That's playable. Playable. I'd say bad. Let's say playable. I'd say this is staple. I'm going to go bad, bad. Playable. Playable. Okay. Okay, so we've done the same sort of thing for the V Pokemon. So let's go and change all of the bads to red. I've seen the word playable so much now, it looks like a fake word. So I think there's only like 3 staple V Pokemon right now, and there's one in each set. So arguably... Oops. Hold on, that hasn't... Is it worth doing the challenges? If you don't have to go out of your way, it can be worth doing them. I haven't done mine today. I need to get 5 knockouts with a Psychic Pokemon. Might be worth trying to do that. Maybe I'll do that off camera. So it actually looks like 1, 2, 3, 4... 9 here, 4, 8 here. So it actually looks like Darkness Ablaze has the most V Pokemon that see some play in general. So Darkness Ablaze is potentially the best set for V Pokemon, but Zacian is so good, you could still argue Sword and Shield is best. So ultimately, I would buy Sword and Shield packs with my coins. If I was spending money on coins, if I was spending coins on packs, I would buy Sword and Shield. Then I think Darkness Ablaze and then Rebel Clash. I think Rebel Clash is actually the least important set to buy into. So yeah, I would say pick up Rebel Clash last. I'd buy Sword and Shield first because the trainers are better, and then Darkness Ablaze if you have all the trainers and you want to start getting some good V Pokemon. I'd say Darkness Ablaze. So yeah, that's my 2 cents. I'll find a better way of sort of summarizing this. Maybe I'll even do a video on it after a couple of weeks of analysis. I'm not gonna... It'll just be a fairly... I'll just throw this into the video this week as a bit of a discussion topic about which trainers are playable, which trainers and which V Pokemon are playable, that kind of thing. And then in a couple of weeks' time, maybe I will do a full video on the topic. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So let's call it there and jump into a theme deck tournament.